Shalom Yasha'Allah. It's your brother Mapathak, right? That'd be key, but in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. And I just want to go into a quick video going into getting rid of all the leaven, man. Right? All of that spiritual leaven that's within your body, man. Right? All of that wickedness, right? Malice, guile, deceit, right? Holding grudges, right? Secretly hating brothers and hating sisters, you understand? Right? Whatever it may be, whatever spirits you're dealing with on the left-hand side, we got to get rid of these things out of our temple, man. Right? Because our body is the temple of the Lord. Right? And the Lord said before the Passover, we have to get all of the leaven out of our bodies, man. Right? Purge out the old leaven. Right? And that goes all the way back to the law in Exodus 12, when our forefathers kept the Passover in the ancient days. You understand? We had to on a carnal level, get rid of the actual physical leaven. Right? And today we still do the same thing, but we also have to look at it on a spiritual level. Right? And that leaven represents wickedness, man. Right? Malice, guile. So we're going to go right into the words of the Lord. Before we go into it, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world will ignorantly call Jesus Christ, but we know him as Yahweh Shai, the righteous. You understand? Our King. Right? So it's going to be a quick video. Let's dive right into this thing. We're going to start off with the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 15, and it reads, 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Right? So we reading about the Passover, you understand? And it says, even the first day you should put away leaven out of your houses. Right? So this is actually on a physical level. Right? During the Passover, you have to get rid of all leaven. Right? You have to get rid of all yeast out of your house. You understand? That's what that's going into. Let me go to that word leaven real fast. Leaven, right? Right, so it just says so you see in the Strong's definition it says from barm or yeast cake, but that's really what leaven is going into. Is going into yeast, you understand? So everything that contains yeast during the Passover, you have to get it out of your household, you understand? So I'm gonna read 12 and 15 from the top. Exodus 12 and 15. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Even the first day you should put away the leaven out of your houses. And that's on the physical level. You understand? And what is the house? What is the house of the Lord on a spiritual level? It's our bodies. You understand? We're gonna get that, right? Let me just read on. I don't want to jump the gun. It says, for whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day unto the seventh day, thou shalt be cut off from Israel. Right? So hey, that's how serious it was. If any of our forefathers was to eat yeast or leaven, I should say, during the Passover, right, during the feast of unleavened bread, hey, they will be cut off from the nation. You understand? So I want to jump to verse 19. So this is how serious it is to purge out that leaven, right, on a physical level and also on a spiritual level, right? But right now we're dealing with it on the spiritual level. So verse 19, Salaki, on the physical level. So verse 19, it says, 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. Right? You should eat nothing leavened, and all your habitation shall you eat unleavened bread. So during the Passover, right, on a physical carnal level, we have to get rid of everything that contains leaven, right, and yeast out of our household. You understand? And during the ancient days, our forefathers and our foremothers would be cut off from eating leaven during the feast of Passover, or during the feast of unleavened bread, and also during the Passover, right? So once again, everything that's written in the law, right, that was written in the law was a shadow of things to come, right? So that leaven actually represents something on a spiritual level as well, right? So let's go into it. Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians. Let's get 3 real fast, because I want to bring something out, right? So this 1 Corinthians 3 and 16, it says, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, right? And that the Spirit of the Most High God dwelleth in you, right? But the point is, hey, our body represents that temple. Our body represents that house. And so we have to get rid of that leaven out of our temples, out of our houses. You understand? Right? On a spiritual level, that leaven represents malice. It represents guile. It represents deceit. It represents wickedness. You understand? So let's go to 1 Corinthians 5 and verse 6, and it reads, your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? You see that? So a little leaven, hey, it leaveneth the whole lump. Real quick precept, and we're gonna come back here. Right? Let's go to Galatians 5 and 9. Right? And it says the same thing. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So all it takes is a little leaven, right? And this is on a spiritual level. And that leaven is representing wickedness. Right? So all it takes is a little bit of wickedness to dwell within you, right? And you don't try to fast or pray to get rid of this spirit, whatever spirit you may be dealing with. Hey, you're gonna allow it to grow and grow and grow until you actually deal with it, man. You understand? So that's what the Lord means when he says a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump, man. It only takes a little bit of wickedness, right? And for a brother or a sister not to try to deal with it through prayer, through fasting, through reading, right? They just kind of ignore it. Hey, and that leaven is going to start to grow more and more and more, man. Right? So 1 Corinthians 5 and 6 again, it says, your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? Purge out therefore the old leaven, that you may be a new lump, man. So we have to purge out this old leaven. You understand that we may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For when Yahweh our Passover is sacrificed for us. See that? It says, therefore let us keep the feast, not with leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness. Right? So that's what the Lord is speaking about when he speaks about leaven on a spiritual level. It represents malice, it represents wickedness. Right? It says, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. Right? So we want to keep the feast of Passover with no leaven within us, man. Right? We want to keep it with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. You understand? So let's go into the book. Get a couple of examples of leaven in the scriptures, right? Spiritual leaven. This is Matthew 16 and verse 6, and it reads, then Yahweh said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. You see that? That's plain, right? So the Lord said, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, right? And it says, and they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have taken no bread. So the disciples didn't fully understand what the Lord was talking about, right? They thought he was talking about actual physical leaven, right? So that's why it says, and it says, and they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have taken no bread. So they kind of didn't know what was really going on. They didn't know what the Lord was going into, right? And it says, which when Yahweh perceived, he said unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves, because ye have no bread? Do you not understand, neither remember remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000, and how many baskets took you up? Neither the 7 loaves of the 4,000, and how many baskets took you up? So Yahweh said, how could I possibly be talking about physical bread, right? Y'all know I can feed y'all if I wanted to. Y'all don't remember the miracle I did with the bread and the fish, right? And you had all this extra food afterward, right? So they said, so the Lord basically told them, how do y'all think I'm talking about physical leaven? They didn't really understand what he was teaching, right? In verse 11, it says, how is it that you do not understand that I spake not to you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees? Then understood they how that he bade them not to beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. Right? So afterward, they understood, like, oh, he's not talking about physical bread. He's talking about the doctrine, the wicked doctrine of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, man. Right? So he likened their wicked doctrine unto leaven. Right? So we have to understand, once again, right, as I brought this out in my last Passover lesson, the things that we read about in the law, right? And it's all throughout the law, not even just the Passover. Right now, we're just dealing with specifically the Passover. But the things you read about in the law, hey, it's a spiritual fold unto them. You understand? Right? The law, once again, paraphrasing Hebrews 10:1 on down, the law is just a shadow of good things to come, man. Right? And ultimately, that good thing that was going to come was Yahweh Shai. Right? So let's go to the book of Mark 8. So the point we're making right now is that the leaven that we had to get rid of our house on a physical level in the ancient days, right? And we still going to do today because we rehearsed the righteous acts. It really represented spiritual wickedness. You understand? So this is the book of Mark chapter 8 and verse 15, and it reads, and he charged them, saying, take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, right? And of the leaven of Herod. Right? So he said, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, right? The wickedness of the Pharisees, and also the leaven of Herod. the wickedness of Herod, man. Right? He's not saying beware of their bread, the bread that they have in the oven. That's not what the Lord is talking about, man. Right? He's talking about wickedness. We'll get another one. Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 12, and verse 1, and it reads, "In the meantime, when there were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, and so much that they trode one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy." So in this one, he told you what the leaven of the Pharisees was. It's hypocrisy, right? And hypocrisy is wicked, right? So when the Lord tells us in 1 Corinthians 5 to purge out that old leaven, he's telling us to get rid of all of that malice and guile and wickedness that we have within us, man. That's why it's important for brothers to be fasting before the Passover, right? Brothers should be fasting more than ever, right? I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. If you're not fasting and you're not trying to face these demons and spirits you're dealing with before the Passover, you're going off, man, right? And you don't really care, or you're not really discerning the body of the Lord. You don't really care about being seen by the Lord as worthy to eat of that Passover. We're really on the deeper level. None of us is really worthy to eat of the Passover, but we want to at least feel like through the Spirit that we're in good spirits, and we feel like we're eating of it worthily, man. Right? A lot of brothers not fasting. A lot of brothers not dealing with the spirits that they got going on, and they just waiting for the Passover to eat that lamb. I can't wait to eat that lamb. It was good last year, right? I can't wait to sip some yan. But they don't really care about actually purging out that old leaven before they eat of the body of the Lord, right? So let's go to I want to go back to 1 Corinthians 5 real fast, and I want to read verse I want to read verse 8 again, right? So now that we went through the precepts and showed that the leaven represents wickedness and guile on the spiritual level, I just want to come back and make this point. So this 1 Corinthians 5 and 8, it says, "Therefore let us keep the feast," speaking about the Passover, "not with the old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth." So you really want to be in the right spirit when you're keeping the feast of the Passover, man. Right? So let's go to 1 Corinthians 10. Salakia 11. So this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, and verse 25. And I'm gonna start from 24. And it says, "And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, Take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me." Right? So that's what Yahweh Shai said when he ate the Last Supper with his apostles, man. Right? And it says, verse 25, "After the same manner also he took the cup when he had supped, saying, This cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye often as ye drink it in remembrance of me." So when we keeping this Passover, we're supposed to do it in remembrance of our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai, man. Right? And we don't want to come before the Lord during the Lord's Passover with an unclean vessel, man. We got all matters of spirits within us, right? We got evil eyes towards our brothers, right? All matters of wickedness, right, within your vessel, and yet you trying to come before the Lord and eat of the Passover, eat of the Lord's body, man. That's wicked. And it says, verse 26, "For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you do show the Lord's death till he come," right? And it says, so it's a remembrance of the sacrifice of the Lord, man. At 27, it says, "Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord." And that brother and sister that's going to eat of the Passover unworthily is going to be just like you're guilty of killing the Lord, man, and crucifying the Lord. That's why you want to actually meditate on this thing, man, and take this thing serious. The Passover is not a game, right? You want to actually be fasting and purging out old leaven. You want to actually be reading about Yahweh Shai and reading about reading throughout the Gospels. You understand? And understanding how serious the Passover is, right? You shouldn't be eating of the Passover and you don't even know what it's about, right? You don't even know the significance of the Passover. You understand? You don't even know it was the day that the Lord was crucified. You eating of the Passover and you don't even really understand that the food represents the body of the Lord, man. Hey, you can't be doing that, right? Verse 28, it says, "But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup." So before you partake in the Passover feast, you want to really examine yourself, man. Right? And it says, "For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body." Right? Because you're ultimately going to eat and drink. If you're if you're eating and drinking of the Passover unworthily, hey, you're going to drink damnation to yourself, man. You're going to destroy yourself because you're not discerning the Lord's body, man. Right? And that's the point. That's the only point I wanted from that, right? Hey, so in these last days, we got to understand what this Passover is about. Let me get this real fast. I got to bring this out again, right? So this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 1, and it reads, "For the law having a shadow of good things to come," right? So the law was a shadow of good things to come, right? And it says, "Not the very image of the things can never those things, Salaki, can never with those sacrifices which they offer year by year continually make the comers thereunto perfect," right? But the point is, hey, the law was just a shadow of good things to come, man, right? So when we read the law, we got to understand it's a spiritual aspect to them as well, right? We can't just still read it with the veil over our eyes that you can read about in 2 Corinthians 3 verse 1 on down, man, right? You have to see Yahweh Shai throughout the scriptures, man, right? So in these last days, right, before this Passover, make sure you're fasting, make sure you're praying, right, that the Lord relieve you of these spirits or whatever you may be dealing with. You understand? Right? All of the guile and malice and wickedness that's within you, right? Pray the Lord remove Satan far from you, man. Right? Remove these spirits far from you so that you can partake and eat of the Lord's body. You understand? Without all this old malice and leaven built up within you. Right? And let me get I had a video I wanted to show how Salaki, bear with me. See if I can find this video. Right, just to show how leaven builds up within you, right? How spiritual wickedness can build up within you, right? Because this is leaven right here. This is yeast. Right, see that's why the Lord said, "Know ye not how a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?" Because if you allow that little bit of wickedness, right, to just dwell within your vessel and continue to build and build and build, because you're never fasting, you're never praying, trying to rid of it. You understand? So you just letting that wickedness grow and grow and grow until overall it destroys you. See that? That's how leaven grows in your vessel, man. That's how wickedness grows in your vessel. Right, so I just wanted to show that through the spirit of power, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, right? And Lord willing, brothers and sisters got the understanding. We have to purge out that old leaven. Right, let me get one more precept. Right, so this is the book of Mark, chapter 9 and verse 29, right? I want to get straight to the point. In this red letter, it says, "And he said unto them," speaking about Yahweh Shai, "This kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting." Right, so don't think brothers coming from their own belly when they say, "Hey, you kind of going off if you're not praying before the Passover, and you're not fasting before the Passover," because the Lord Yahweh Shai, he said out of his own mouth, "There's certain spirits that we deal with that can't be purged out except through prayer and fasting." Right. So that's playing upon tables. That's the words of Yahweh Shai. So brothers should be fasting before the Passover. Sisters should be fasting before the Passover. You understand? Right? And also praying for your brothers. You understand? But with that, I want to say Shalom, Yasha Allah. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, brothers and sisters got the understanding and understand how important it is to try to be in good spirits when you're eating of the Lord's body, man. When you're eating of the Passover, and understand how serious of a feast day that Passover is. You understand? Right? And with that, I want to say Shalom, Yasha Allah.